Well, there it is, the Appalachian Trail, approximately 2,200 miles. Can I do it? Well, we'll find out. On March 12th, 2024, I'll be starting off there at Springer Mountain, heading towards Mount Katahdin. But right now, I want to think about success. And what are my keys to success hiking all 2,200 miles of the Appalachian Trail?
Let's go out for a little walk, and I'll tell you what I think my keys to success are going to be. Well, I think my first key to success is found here in the amazing San Miguel de Allende, where they have markets like this all over the place selling fresh produce. All of it is fresh and locally sourced. Eating healthy on the trail sometimes can be kind of tough. It wasn't really all that long ago, maybe just 6 or 7 years ago, that I had a horrible diet. I would say 90% of my meals came through the drive-thru, and eventually I said to myself, man, this just can't be good for me. And so the first thing I did was cut out all sodas, with diet or regular sodas, and that alone made a big difference. And then it was shortly after that I decided, hey, no more fast food. And that helped a lot. And then once I started looking at other options, I was still going out to eat a lot, which wasn't the best thing for me. But eventually I started learning how to cook and fixing my own meals. And my next step was just to cut out all, well, not all, but as much processed food as possible, and eat as fresh as I could. And then I started paying attention to the quality of the meats and things like that, trying to stay with grass-fed beef and pasture-raised eggs and organic produce. And all of that really made a big difference. And in fact, I wasn't really even trying to lose weight necessarily. I was just trying to be healthier. But ultimately, I ended up losing, I don't know, about 15 pounds or so, and just felt so much better. So eating right is just as important, if not more important, than all the exercise and getting in shape and training that I'll be doing to get ready for the 2,200-mile hike of the Appalachian Trail. Okay, so I suppose the second key to my success is going to be, I will indeed be hiking my own hike. And with that in mind, I'm going to be going over how that will apply to the gear that I'm going to be bringing. Now, I'm just going to do a quick overview of my gear. Probably later on, closer to the beginning of my hike, I'll do a more comprehensive gear review, but I've got a lot of it spread out here. And so I know a lot of you who want me to hike your hike are probably looking at some of this stuff and you're saying, oh, are you crazy? Why are you taking that? But I'm going to go over some of that stuff real quickly here, just to let you know. And in fact, with that in mind, let me go ahead and grab my toothbrush here. A lot of ultralighters, they will take their toothbrush and actually cut it in half here to save that
micro ounces of weight and then brush their teeth like this. And to me, that's just not good. I like, having a full handle. But I do have this handy little toothbrush that folds up and will fit into my backpack easily, and won't take up a lot of space, and will be convenient and not really that much extra weight. All right, so I think probably what I'm going to go over just real quickly here is just my big three to give you an idea and talk about how that relates to me hiking my own hike. And so I'm sure a lot of you here looking at, and I'm sure that there's a lot of these Nemo one-person tents on the trail, so I'm not going to be that outrageous. But a lot of you are probably saying, "Oh, you could save so much more weight. Get rid of get a tent that doesn't have the poles and use your hiking poles and save some weight and all that." But the trade-off for me in terms of comfort is going to be worth the extra weight of something like this. So I've got a fly that will help, that goes over the tent, that will help reduce condensation. And this is a one-person tent, but I'm a small guy, and so I can get in this thing with all my gear if I wanted to. And although there was a vestibule thing that you can put your backpack and everything under if you want to have extra space in your tent. I've taken this. I've had this for years. I've taken this. If you've watched my Eagle Rock Loop, this is the tent that you'll see in my Eagle Rock Loop video that I made. And I don't think I took this. I did take on the Camino de Santiago. I took a lot of this stuff in my backpack for that trip that I didn't need, because I was deliberately making that pack heavier than I needed it, because I wanted it to be sort of a training run for this one. But I don't think I brought this. I did bring my sleeping bag. In fact, that's where we'll go to next as far as my big three is my sleep system. Okay, and this sleeping bag right here, this Kelty is. I've had this for I don't know how many years, and it's served me well. I think it probably wouldn't hurt for me to get another one, because I think some of the down has gotten a little too compressed, and so that will make it not quite as warm. But I think I can survive. I took this one on the Eagle Rock Loop. It was kind of chilly. It got down. If you watch that video, you know it got down freezing, and my water filter froze and all that. And it was a little bit chilly in there. This one has a 20-degree rating. I think that's probably a survival rating, not a comfort rating. So when it does get down into the 20s, this is a little bit chilly. And I probably will, especially early on, experience some of those temperatures on the trail. But I also have a cocoon mummy liner that will give me a little extra temperature. And then I can always, layer on some clothes if it gets really cold. So I'm not too concerned about me being too cold. Now here again, I could go out and spend hundreds of dollars on another sleeping bag or a quilt or something that would probably be a lighter weight and maybe even keep me a bit warmer. But I just don't feel like doing that right now. And then so this is the liner that can make it a little bit warmer if I need to. And then my sleeping bag. Now this I did upgrade. I previously, on the Eagle Rock Loop and the Inca Trail and Mount Kilimanjaro, all those hikes that I took, this was this Thermarest sleeping pad is what I used. And it was okay. It's bulky, a little bit heavier than what I've got, and doesn't actually have as high an R rating as this Nemo pad that I just recently got. This one is lighter weight. It will inflate and will be thicker and will have a higher R rating. So I've got this one. And then the other of the big three that I will go over. This is not a sleeve bag. This is my backpack that I used on the Eagle Rock Loop. I took this on the Camino de Santiago. I packed a lot of this other stuff in there that I didn't really need just to make it a little bit heavier. But this backpack really is more than I need. It's a 60 liter, it's a Granite Gear Crown 60 liter backpack. And it's, I mean, I don't need to carry this much stuff in here. You know, it has a roll down top. I'll tell you why I liked this one though, is that the brain here that goes over the top, you can actually take it off and use it as a, what do you call those things? You know, put it up front here and carry stuff. And that's what I did on the Camino de Santiago, and that's what I did on the Eagle Rock Loop. And so this is good, and it's not that heavy, but I have recently replaced it. I don't have it here because I had it shipped to Dallas, but I got a Hyperlite, a 40 liter Hyperlite, and I think that will serve me better. It doesn't have all the extra things like the detachable brain that you can use. And I will, even though I think they say that it's waterproof, I always have a liner in my backpacks. So now the only other thing you can see a lot of this other stuff out here, that I have. I'll go over all this stuff in more detail later, closer to my hike, but I will talk about shoes a little bit. These are the shoes that these are the shoes that I used on the Eagle Rock Loop, and that's about the only time I've used these, and that was just far less than, it was maybe 30 miles at the most, that trek. So these still have some life in them. These are the ones that I wore the whole time on the Camino de Santiago, and I went to Finisterre, so that was even more. So it was around 600 miles, and you would think that these would have been worn out by then, but to tell you the truth, they still feel pretty good. These are Karhu's. It's a Finnish shoe, and it was very comfortable, served me very well on the Camino, and I've been tempted to, because I like them so much, at least start the Appalachian Trail in these, but I know that they got 600 miles on them, so that would be probably not a smart thing to do. But I will more than likely be starting the trail with these, the Topos is what they are. I like these. They're really comfortable, have a nice wide toe box, and neither one of these are Gore-Tex, so they'll dry quickly if they get wet and all that. And then I've got some camp shoes. I'll talk more about camp shoes later. So as far as hiking my own hike as it relates to my gear, that's my next key to success. I've watched lots of videos, and I know people are out there saying, you got to get, this is the lightest one, this is the best one, and it might be the best deal for them, but for me, hiking my own hike, I am going with this baby here because I'm going to sleep a whole lot better at night with this. Okay, my sleeping bag, it is pretty old, and it might be a little questionable, so I may replace that between now and then, but I don't think so. So I think I'm good to go here. I've got my puffy jacket, and we'll talk about all this other stuff. I'll do a more complete rundown of my gear at a later date, closer, probably sometime. Well, I'm going to be traveling, so I'm not really sure when it's going to be, but sometime before I take off on the Appalachian Trail, I'll do a complete gear rundown, so you'll know exactly what I'm taking. All right, so that's my second key to success on the Appalachian Trail. Well, the third key to my success hiking the Appalachian Trail is right back here in beautiful San Miguel de Allende. San Miguel de Allende is actually at pretty much the exact same altitude as the highest point on the Appalachian Trail. That would, of course, be Klingman's Dome. So I'll be able to get a lot of hiking in at a little bit higher altitude than what I experienced in Dallas. San Miguel is in the mountains, obviously. So when you say you're walking up and down the streets here in San Miguel, you are literally walking up and down. But it's not just that San Miguel de Allende is at 6,000 feet in altitude, but I live up the on one of the ridges, which is about 500 feet up the mountainside, and this is one of the steepest routes up to my home, up at the ridge. So it's about a 500-foot climb. So this is a great training for me. Usually when I'm doing my training, I'll have my backpack on fully loaded too. So better simulates what the AT is going to be like. But I'll do this hike sometimes multiple times, one right after another, 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 times. And if I do that, that's quite a workout. So yeah, this is going to be an important key to my success with this training, going up and down the mountainside, especially on this steep route here, which, as you can see, is mostly steps. And of course, there's more. San Miguel is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So there's almost always something going on down here at the Jardín Allende. So it's not hard for me to walk down here, even when I'm not doing a training hike. I often walk down here to see various concerts and other events like that. As you can see by the Christmas tree, we're in the Christmas season right now, so they have a Christmas tree that they're installing here. But there's always something going on down here, and I'm like I said, even when I'm not doing a training hike, I often walk down here just to see what's happening. Well, my bonus key to success is just have fun.
Yeah, I think my bonus key to success might actually be the most important one. I'm just going to be having fun. I'm going to go out there on the trail, and my primary objective is to enjoy myself and have fun, hike my own hike, just like I'm not taking my gear too seriously, giving it some serious thought, and I want to make sure I have what I need out there, but I'm not sawing anything in half to save a little bit of weight, and I'm just having fun with it. And so I intend to have a lot of fun out there on the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, I know there's gonna be some tough times, but getting through those times, that's what gives you that great feeling of accomplishment. And yeah, embracing the suck, all that stuff is part of the adventure. If there weren't any unexpected events or difficult times, it wouldn't be an adventure. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. My time on the trail, I intend to have fun, and I'm having fun here in San Miguel de Allende as I'm doing all my preparations. And yeah, I'm going out there to hike my own hike and have some fun.